In the last 1 year, I set out on a mission to meet as many successful people as possible in India. And I got to meet 20 unicorn founders, people who've built billion-dollar businesses in India, the likes of Ritesh Agarwal from Oyo and Nikhil Kamath and Nitin Kamath from Zerodha. I got to learn a lot of lessons from all of these amazing personalities. In fact, I even wrote a book which is coming out next month. But today, I want to talk about the one lesson that I learned from all of these people. What is the one thing that helped them succeed at such an early age? Make sure that you hit the like button and subscribe. This is my new setup. There is a lot to do over here, so please bear with me. But today I want to talk about the one lesson that I learned from meeting billionaire founders of unicorn companies in India. And they all had this one quality of living an asymmetric life in their whole journey. They all lived an asymmetric life. What is an asymmetric life? Let me explain it to you in this video. Asymmetric life is the one in which you put bets on something. If that bet turns out to be true, you get exponential reward. But if it turns out to be false and you lose, you don't lose as much in your life. And that's the meaning of an asymmetric life. Another example, imagine investing 100 rupees into an asset, and if that asset works, it pays you 400 rupees in return. But if the asset does not work, you end up losing the 100 rupees that you've invested. The upside is 400 and the downside is just 100 rupees. The extra 300 that you will make is an asymmetric bet that you have on it. Asymmetric bets are the ones in which you have a massive upside and a very less downside, right? That is the idea of an asymmetric bet. Now you will be asking me, how can I apply this in my own career? How can I live an asymmetric life? So this is what it's going to be all about. There are 5 things that you can do that I'll be talking about in this video that will help you to live an asymmetric life, find opportunities, grow exponentially, and ultimately live a life in which you are able to acquire all of your dreams and live the life that you wanted. There is an amazing TED talk on the same topic, which I will link in the description. But the first thing that you need to do is to start doing the hard things today. Do not delay it for the future. If you find a hard part of your career, embrace it today. Do not delay it later. Go for it right now. And what will happen is the person that will come out of that challenge, of that difficulty, of that hard thing is going to be much more different, much more mature, learned, and wise from the person who went into it. Hard choices, easy life, easy choices, hard life. That's a very popular quote that you might have heard, but that is so true in life, right? All of these people that I got to interview had this one thing of taking the hard path, doing the hard thing first and not delaying it for later on in life. I, in the last 2-3 years, have always explored the hard path. Starting with content creation, starting my own business, starting writing a book. All of these things take courage. All of these things are hard to do. Very few people are doing this because it is innately hard compared to something else like having a job, right? It is a lot more uncertain than having a job. And that is why I went with it. And the lessons that I learned and the person that I became as a result of that is just on another level. This is an example of an asymmetric life. If you upload a video on YouTube, if you send out a pitch to a venture capitalist, and if they accept it, if the YouTube channel works, if it gets views, what can you actually gain? There is unlimited potential upside, but there is limited downside, right? You just wasted some minutes of your time recording the video or sending the pitch deck to an investor, and that is all that you end up losing. This is an example of an asymmetric life. But going back to the first topic, and that is to take the hard things today and not delay it for later. Moving on to the second one, and that is the importance of having a coach, right? Now, I've been hearing this multiple times from all the people that I meet. They all had this one coach, this person who helped them with their career. Now, you might be like, Acha, do I need to have a billionaire coach with me to help me with my opportunities? No. It's not going to be like, you go to the billionaire coach and you be like, you can help me, give me some money, or I'll sell you something or the other. That is not what happens. When you have a coach who you can reach out to, someone who you look up to and you respect and is more successful, you can ask questions and you can get experiences that they have, and that will help you take better choices in your life, right? That's all that there is. Life is all about taking better choices, and that will take you to places that you've never even imagined. For example, let's say that you want to start a very influencer marketing agency, right? And you have a coach that you can reach out to, and you'll be like, I want to start this influencer marketing agency. Should I go for this or not? Now, that person who has experience of this industry can go through your business plan and can dissect what worked and what does not work, right? They have tried, they have put in the hours, they have experimented with everything so that they can tell you that, this thing works and this does not. Do not waste your time with this and focus on the other thing instead. And this, you will not believe, is a huge advantage that you can have, right? I am fortunate enough to have people that I can talk to whenever I want in my own career, in my own journey of making content. I get to bounce off ideas with them, and they get to critique me. They get to share their own feedback, and then I progress accordingly. I know that this thing will not work and I will not waste my time onto it. And people end up wasting 3 months, 6 months, 1 year into this exact same thing, doing things that might not work out for years on end. If they just had this one coach who could tell them that, don't go for this, try out something else. This is not meant for you. That is an underrated thing. And if you can have that, that is again an amazing asymmetric bet that you can have on someone, right? So the best thing you can do is to find someone that you look up to in your own organization, in your own career, and then reach out to them, connect with them, and that will help you a lot in your career. Third one is to plan for decades, but act today. There are so many people who write down their New Year resolutions. There are so many people who write down what they want to do. There are so many people who will write down year-long plans कि मुझे ये करना है, मुझे ये चाहिए, मुझे वो चाहिए. But there is no actionable that they have in mind today, right? But there are also many people who will just write down what they want to do today, but they will never plan for the next 10 years. Both of these people is what you should avoid. Focus on today, but also have a future vision that what do you really want in the next 10 months, in the next 10 years. I want you to watch this video and then go onto a piece of paper and write down what is it that you want in your life 10 years from today, right? If you are a college student right now, you might be 29, 30, 31, 32 in the next 10 years. Write down what do you want in that life? What is a non-negotiable? What do you not want in your life? Where do you want to live? How do you want to live your life? Every single detail, write about it. And then reverse engineer. You would know exactly what you would need, and then you can go back by years. You can be like, okay, if I need to have this life in 10 years, I need to achieve this thing in the next 2 years, next 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Once you have this 10-year plan, everything becomes super clear. That clarity is lacking in most people today. They want to do X, Y, Z. They are looking on social media for how people have 10 different business ideas. But oh my God, it is so important to have clarity for what you want. Because when you know that in the next 10 years, this is what you want to achieve, you can say no to things that do not help you reach there today itself. You end up saving your time. You end up saving that mental bandwidth that you can employ on things that will actually help you progress in your career and in your life. That is super important. That clarity, right? Go out there, take a piece of paper and just write it down. Like, what do you really want? What do you really want from your life in the next 10 years? This is not some motivational bullshit. I'm telling you, this seriously works. Write it down and just keep it with you. The fourth tip is to take another piece of paper and start writing down what have you been through so far? What is your story? What is your idea of being a person? Like, write down everything. Where are you from? What have you been through? What have you learned? What challenges did you face? What failures did you face? And expect suffering in life, right? Problem is not that you are not successful. The problem is that you think you should not be. So just write it down. What have you been through? And look at it every single day. And this will give you the motivation and the inspiration to go forward. There are so many days right now in my life when I feel horrible about myself. When I am anxious, I do not know what will happen with me in the next 6 months. But then I look back at the last 3 years. What all have I done? Who all have I met? What have I learned? How am I different in the last 3 years? I learn all of that and I put it down on a piece of paper. And that gives me the inspiration to keep moving forward. कि ठीक है, अगर इतना कुछ कर लिया है, इतना कुछ सह लिया है, so what else can I do? I have this power with me to move further. And that is a very powerful thing that you should also start trying out. And now for the last tip that will help you live an asymmetric life. But before that, if you're liking this video, make sure that you hit the like button and also click a screenshot and put it out on your socials, tag me and share the one lesson that you learned from this entire video. Talking about the last tip, and that is to follow your curiosity. Number one, be observant of everything that is happening around you. Stop scrolling on social media and look outside. लोग कर क्या रहे हैं? How does the world really work? How is everything operating? And third, document, journal what is happening every single day. There is so much power in just writing down what happened in your day. Number one, you'll feel less, unstructured. You'll be having a lot more clarity about what did you do today, what can you do tomorrow to make yourself proud of who you are and what you're doing. This is a really important thing. You have to get into that mode of following your curiosity जो होती है ना, जिज्ञासा जो होती है, you have to keep up with it. If you ever feel curious कि अच्छा ठीक है ये कैसे चलता है, how does this thing work, how can I help someone with this or the other thing, start researching about it, start talking to people about it, and start tweeting about it as well. There are people who want to learn web development and they would just tweet, how can I get started with web development? Great question to ask. People share all the resources and that's how you get started. So if you have that pinch of curiosity, follow it, right? Don't keep it in your pocket away from everyone. Get out there and share what you really have that curiosity for, right? And secondly, observe everything that is around you. Like there are so many things that we just take for granted. I don't know if this has happened to you or not, but sometimes I feel like, days are passing too fast and life is getting boring. It is happening exactly because I am not documenting my days and I am not being observant of what is happening around me. When I'm doing the same routine every single day, which is powerful, but if I'm doing it all the time, I'm not able to observe the little things in life, right? There's a movie Soul that you should definitely watch on Disney Plus if you are interested about it. It has a deep meaning about enjoying the little things in life and being observant about everything around you. And lastly, start documenting, start journaling about how you feel. Many a times you will have these moments of inspiration about things, and because you have not documented it, you will forget about it later on. So get into that habit of documenting every single week at least once. Our mind is great with coming up with ideas, but it's very poor at retaining all of the ideas. So you have to write it down every single day. And that will help you live an asymmetric life and achieve what you really want in your life. If there is one good thing that you learned today from this video, make sure that you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. I will be coming up with some amazing videos and content in the next month of August. I have been setting up my new house, which looks like this. I'll be making a house tour video soon as well. Make sure that you subscribe, share this video with your friend, tag me on social at Ishan Sharma 790, and I hope to see you in the next video. Also, if you're still watching it in the comment section, I watched till the very end. Thanks a lot. I'll see you again.